welcome back to the next episode of the second quarter. I'm your co-host Dalton Carty,
I'm Jacob Wolf.
and we're going over our award predictions for the 2022-2023 NFL season. So we'll start off with, let's not start off with the MVP. Well, actually, let's start off with the MVPs. I feel it's fairly obvious in Josh Allen, my opinion
I
anyway.
wouldn't go that far. Fairly obvious.
It's fairly obvious in terms of
His
betting
contender?
odds.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good contender for it, but I feel like there's just so many other options that could potentially win it.
That's definitely true.
Pers-
If I were to place a bet tomorrow morning on who wins NFL MVP this season, I would pick Josh Allen.
I'd pick Zach Wilson, but I got Justin Herbert winning the MVP, actually.
That's also a good pick.
Just a huge breakout year for him. And the Chargers as a whole, if you watched our record prediction video, you'll understand where I'm coming from with that. I have them going 13-4 and tying for the best record in the NFL.
So my offensive player of the year is going to be Justin Jefferson.
It's also mine.
He's just, if you don't get the hint by now that he's a top 3 wide receiver, then you're stupid.
Yeah, you're just not going to. He's one of the best receivers in the game, and it's not close.
I see people say it's like DeAndre Hopkins, Devontae Adams, and Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp's not a top 3 receiver in the league.
As of right now, no. I mean, don't get me wrong. I had a Calvin Johnson-esque type of year, but it was 1 year.
Yeah,
Now,
it
if
was
he
1 year.
redoes it this year, then I'll understand.
If he
It's
goes
like
for
the
1,700 yards this year, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
You're top 3. You might even be number 1.
Yeah.
But as of right now, no. Top 5, sure. I'll give him that.
It's a toss-up between Justin Jefferson and Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
All right, so my defensive player of the year is going to be Myles Garrett this year. I think Myles Garrett's going to, not that he hasn't already taken that step forward, but he's really going to assert himself as an Aaron Donald type player.
I feel like he's going to win DPOY as well, but I just feel like there's not going to be a lot of great defensive players unless, Trayvon Diggs cuts down on the yards allowed.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, if he cuts down on the yards he gives up and gets 14 picks again, I see no reason why he shouldn't win it. But the fact is the yards allowed.
A lot of that yards allowed he was the closest defender to the receiver.
I'm well aware of that, but
like
it gets tacked
the whole
on.
PFF grading.
Yeah, I'm well aware of that.
PFF sucks, by the way. Don't ever listen to PFF.
Yeah, listen to us. We're smart.
We actually watch the football games on PFF.
They just look at the statistic boxes. But hell, sometimes that's what I do. I'm not gonna lie to you. But
that's what we do for majority of the games.
Yeah, I mean, we literally can't watch every single game.
I got Sunday ticket and I just hit Red Zone.
I watch as many of them as I can, but dude, I work on Sundays. And it's not even just that. It's just the fact of the matter of when I get home and what games are on, still going on, and what games are close. I'm not going to come home from work and just say, I want to watch the Bills just absolutely clobber the Texans. No one says that. You want to watch a good game.
Moving on to offensive rookie of the year, I have Chris Olave winning it. I know Jameis Winston likes his deep targets. He likes to take those shots down the field. Chris Olave is a speedy guy, an excellent route runner. I feel like he could have the breakout year. Garrett Wilson's he was also up there on the list, but I think Olave, as the better quarterback, he's in the better system and is more of a preferred target to Jameis than Wilson is to Wilson.
Yeah, well, I'm going Garrett Wilson.
Mm-hmm. That's totally understandable. I mean, fairly interchangeable.
I'm just higher on Garrett Wilson than Chris Olave.
Mm-hmm.
It's just intangibles, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And Jameis is also coming off an injury, and I'm not saying Zach Wilson's a great quarterback, but he's been in that system for a year now.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like it could turn out pretty well for him. Then defensive rookie of the year, Aiden Hutchinson.
Also Aiden Hutchinson.
Now, do I think he's going to be the best player in this class? Probably not, but maybe.
Kyle Hamilton.
You're wrong. Go look at any tape
Very
ever from training camp. I'm surprised you also didn't say Malik Willis for offensive rookie of the year because for some reason.
Well, he's not going to play. He's not going to play. Otherwise, he would be.
But yeah, defensive rookie there is Hutchinson. I don't know if he's going to be the best player in the class when it's all said and done.
He very well could be. He's just the most NFL ready
exactly.
right now.
He is the most NFL ready, and he does have a chance to be the best player in this class.
I really thought it was going to be Kayvon Thibodeau or Kyle Hamilton was going to be the best out of that class.
I feel like it's definitely possible, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Now, Trayvon Walker's everything they say he is based on his combine performance.
If Trayvon Walker is who he is based off of his combine, might as well be
Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah.
Like they treated him like he was Lawrence Taylor at the combine. He had a good combine. You know who else had a good combine? John Ross. John Ross had a great combine. Where's John Ross?
Russell.
Jamarcus Russell. Jalen Rose had a phenomenal combine. Where's he at now?
He's on the Giants. I think he's on the
I
Giants.
don't know where he is.
He's on the,
I don't
I think
know.
he's on the Giants practice
I
squad.
could care less where he is, dude.
The fastest 40 time in combine history. Where's he at on the practice squad?
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter. Now, and I don't want this to get confused with Tavon Austin anyway, because Tavon Austin was ahead of his time.
Listen, if Tavon Austin was drafted today, he'd be an MVP candidate.
Yeah, he'd be one of the best receivers, running backs, whatever you want to play him as
He
in the
walked
league.
so Debo Samuel could run.
I mean, it was insane in college.
Hmm.
I was like 10 when that happened.
I still miss those highlight
Me
tapes.
too, bro. I still watch them sometimes. And then comeback player of the year. Really, we all know it's probably going to be Derrick Henry with the type of workload he gets. I know that's who he picked. I know that's who I'm going to pick. But I feel like it could also be guys like Michael Thomas or Jameis Winston or someone. Like, I don't want to just say it's a lock for it to go to Derrick Henry because, I mean, it's not, but it pretty much is.
That pretty much is a lot.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry's just going to get the workload there. He's mainly the only offense the Titans have.
Yeah.
I mean, last year, you seen that Ryan Tannehill can win games. He can throw the ball a little bit, unless
In
it's
the
a play.
regular season.
Ryan
That's
Tannehill
it.
is a fantastic regular season quarterback. He'll win you games.
Aaron Rodgers. Sorry. Aaron Rodgers.
Well, I didn't say he was the best. I said he was a fantastic one.
No, I'm just saying. Aaron
You
Rodgers.
compare
is
him
awesome.
to
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers.
He's literally just a worse Aaron Rodgers.
That's a good
A
point.
phenomenal regular season quarterback. What
Can't
fucks you
win
down
the
in the
playoffs.
playoffs? Aaron Rodgers hasn't done anything in the playoffs in 11 years.
So, yeah, my comeback player of the year is easily Derrick Henry. He's prepped for a big season coming off of an injury. The last time he had an injury was his freshman year at Alabama when he broke his ankle. And guess what happened after that? He won the Heisman.
I could win the Heisman too if you gave me Alabama's offensive line.
I think Derrick Henry, he was an MVP. He was probably going to win the MVP last year had he
He
not
definitely
gotten
could
hurt.
have.
He was definitely well on his way to be in contention for it.
The thing
That's
that
for sure.
bothers me with Derrick Henry, and it's not even a Derrick Henry thing, it's a Jonathan Taylor thing. Why does everyone forget about Derrick Henry? Why?
Exactly. What bothers me is that Derrick Henry missed half of last season, and
We're still
everybody
like
calls
top 5 in yards.
and everybody calls him injury prone.
And he missed 1 year.
He missed 1 year.
Half of a year.
He missed half
He
of a
missed a
year.
full
It's
year.
like Derrick Henry, he's injury prone. Jonathan Taylor. Now, if Jonathan Taylor repeats a year like he had last year, top 3 easy. I wouldn't put Jonathan Taylor in my top 3 yet. I would
I
say
I'd put him
It's
probably
close.
2 or 3. Derrick Henry's number 1.
Derrick
But
Henry's
depending
more
on
easy.
this year, what happens this year is going to determine it. Because, I mean, if Derrick Henry gets hurt again,
Mhm.
then I feel like at that point he does become injury prone.
Mhm.
Then you can validly call him an injury prone
I'd say
player.
when all running backs are healthy, it goes Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey, Nick Chubb.
That's fair. I could see that.
I would go Dalvin Cook at 4, and then 5, I would probably put Jonathan Taylor.
I'm just not high on Nick. I've never been high on Nick Chubb.
I think Nick Chubb is a fantastic running back. It's
I
just
think he has a fantastic offensive line.
so does Jonathan Taylor.
Exactly.
He has Quentin Nelson there.
I just think that most.
You know
of,
how many Pro Bowlers Derrick Henry had when he had 2,000 yards?
I'm gonna assume maybe 1.
0.
Probably 0.
He was
though.
the first NFL player ever to run for 2,000 yards without any Pro Bowl offensive lineman.
It's a very small sample size guy. You want to tell me how many NFL running backs ran for 2,000 yards in a season?
8 of them. Derrick Henry was going to be the first to do it twice last year.
I mean, all I'm saying is, when O.J. Simpson did it, it was a 14-game season. Now,
That's
let's
true.
just forget what he supposedly did for a minute.
Supposedly did.
He was never convicted. He did it, but he wasn't convicted.
Let's stop getting political here.
He was just, finding holes, murdering them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Just murdering
exactly.
opposing defenses.
Let's move on to Coach of the Year. I think it's going to be Matt Rule. I think because my prediction he's going to lead the Panthers to the playoffs, I think Matt Rule is going to win Coach of the Year at taking that team to 9-8. Getting Baker Mayfield there, I think they're going to do good things.
It's going to be, if y'all can't tell, I'm high on the Chargers this year. It's going to be Brandon Staley.
I feel like Brandon, if you're right, Brandon Staley's not going to deserve it. It's just going to be because
he's
of the
not
record.
good. He's not going to deserve it. I'm not saying he's going to deserve it, but he's going to
Yeah.
get it because they're going to have a phenomenal year.
Exactly.
And Justin Herbert's
Just
going to be like a top.
Kevin Stefanski that one year with
Yeah.
the Browns.
Yeah, because they had a good year.
Now, I will admit, a lot of the talk around Zach Taylor being the Coach of the Year last year, it was 100% Mike Vrabel all the way. And I don't mean to sound biased because, I thought Derrick Henry was going to win the MVP and Mike Vrabel was clearly the Coach of the Year. I don't mean to sound biased, but he definitely was. I mean, 91 different players suit up to start for you, and you win the AFC, win the regular season of the AFC. What did Zach Taylor do?
See, it's a
Yeah,
regular
Joe,
season
just
award.
throw it down there. Jamar's, he'll catch it. Maybe
gotta-
T.
It's
Higgins.
going to be one of the easiest jobs in the world. He's not even the offensive coordinator.
No. What does he do other than say? Just have Joe do it.
He's like, hey,
Just have
listen,
Joe. I'm sure. I mean, we're just poking fun. We don't actually mean this.
just let Joe call the plays. That's all I care about.
So if Zach Taylor sees this and he's like, okay,
I want y'all to know this is not a Joe Burrow jersey. It's my Bobby Boucher jersey. So I don't want y'all to think I'm a Bengals fan because I'm not. I wasn't last year. I like half of them, you know. No, there were no Bengals fans until last year. I don't know if y'all realize this or
Yeah.
not. There was like maybe 7. Like
there might have been 7 total Bengals fans.
Like there was probably like 7 Bengals fans in the country until last year. Now every LSU fan's a Bengals fan.
I'm fine with that though.
See, I'm
fine with that.
I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say I wasn't cheering for him in the playoffs because it was funny, but I'm not a Bengals fan.
I'm not a Bengals fan. I did enjoy seeing them win
Yeah.
playoff games and make it to the Super Bowl. Joe Burrow's a very likable guy. So is
See, you
Jamar
want,
Chase.
You want to see stuff like that. You don't want to see the same teams in there over and over and over again every year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, unless it's your team, of course. But
Yeah. I'd be fine with it if it was my team.
see, yeah, if it was my team, like making winning like 6 Super Bowls like the Patriots did in that Tom Brady era, I mean, I'd be fine with it. But if it's not your team, you really don't want to see that.
Yeah. So I think that's going to conclude this episode. Tune into our next one where we talk about our players to watch this year. Who's going to break out and who's falling off. So